Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us tonight. Scott Dennis has the day off. Our top story, the White House is now being asked for a full accounting of any member of the Trump administration who met with Russian officials either during the campaign or the transition. Both the president and Russia's foreign minister are insisting it's nothing but a political witch hunt. ABC's Lana Zach is in Washington covering it all.
Here's the president meeting with students at a Catholic school in Orlando. But when it comes to the Democrats, he's not turning the other cheek, tweeting out this 14-year-old photo of Senator Chuck Schumer sharing a coffee with Russian President Vladimir Putin, writing, "We should start an immediate investigation into Senator Schumer and his ties to Russia and Putin, a total hypocrite." Schumer not backing down, replying, "Happily talk, my contact with Mr. Putin and his associates took place in 2003 in full view of press and public under oath. Would you and your team?" The barbs becoming increasingly heated as Democrats demand the resignation of Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Some feel he perjured himself with this comment.
I did not have communications with the Russians.
Sessions says though he did meet twice with the Russian ambassador during the campaign, he did not lie because it was not a campaign meeting. The vice president backing him up.
He could have answered the question more clearly, but it was clearly unintentional.
But as more revelations surface about the Russian ambassador's interactions with campaign advisors and even the president's own son-in-law, Republicans may be scrambling to figure out their next steps.
When you talk to Republicans in the course of this, they know that there's a problem here. They're going to have to figure out a way to clear it up and clean it up as fast as they can.
The White House insists that the president himself had zero campaign interactions with Russia, and we're learning a little bit more about that photo from 2003. It seems that it was taken at a gas station before the Russian president moved on to Camp David and a visit with President George W. Bush. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, a top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee says the FBI is withholding information about its investigations into Russia's involvement in the 2016 presidential election. FBI Director James Comey met with the House panel and briefed lawmakers on the agency's investigation into possible contact between the Trump campaign and Russian officials. After the closed-door meeting, the committee's ranking Democrat said Comey didn't answer all of their questions. But Republican Devin Nunes of California describes his response as forthright.
I would say at this point we know less than a fraction of what the FBI knows.
I thought today was a good first step in making sure that we're transparent.
Nunes also said there is still no evidence that Trump associates and Russian officials had any communication aside from former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn's conversation with the Russian ambassador before he was sworn in. Congressman Vern Buchanan is back on the Sun Coast meeting with hospital leaders about the ongoing opioid and heroin crisis. U.S. Representative Buchanan met with presidents and CEOs of Sarasota Memorial Healthcare, Doctors Hospital, Lakewood Ranch Medical Center, and St. Joseph's Hospital South. The group discussed the spike in heroin-related deaths and the impact it has had on the medical examiner's office, on paramedics, doctors, nurses, and families. The roundtable comes as Buchanan is co-sponsoring the STOP Act, which he says will toughen screening at U.S. post offices for deadly synthetic drugs coming into the U.S.
FedEx and UPS does a good job about stopping a lot of these drugs, so they screen. But the Postal Service has not done as well of a job, and a lot of this stuff is pouring into our communities. And if they get not much of it, a little bit of it, they can instantly die.
Heroin deaths in Florida spiked 80% in 2015 compared to the year prior. That's according to data by the State Medical Examiners Commission. A Sarasota man is facing charges tonight accused of raping a woman in the bathroom of a bar. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies arrested Matthew Gormley today after his DNA connected him with a sexual battery case. Last May, the victim told detectives that the manager of Cracker Jack's Pub on Bee Ridge Road approached her just before 3 a.m. The victim says he made unwanted sexual advances, and when she refused, Gormley followed her into the women's bathroom and raped her. Detectives say Gormley provided a DNA sample which connected him to the crime. He is now charged with sexual battery and kidnapping. Now to new developments involving the Florida father accused of throwing his daughter off a bridge near the Sunshine Skyway. Today, a Pinellas County judge ruled that John Chuck is competent to stand trial. That's in line with the decision by state mental health doctors who determined back in January that John Chuck was ready to stand trial. However, he was deemed incompetent in February of 2015, the month after prosecutors say he dropped 5-year-old Phoebe Johnchuck to her death into Tampa Bay. Johnchuck will reportedly remain at a state hospital until the case is closer to trial. A new hospice facility will soon be going up in Lakewood Ranch. A groundbreaking ceremony was held today for Tidewell Hospice's new hospice house, which will be near the intersection of Lakewood Ranch Boulevard and State Road 70. The house will have 12 patient rooms, 2 family living room areas, and a nurse's station. The $5 million project is expected to open later this year. It is a nice start to the weekend. It looks like we'll have really nice weather for Music on Main this evening. We're going to head out live to ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. He is joining us from Lakewood Ranch for this free outdoor concert series is kicking off this evening. Bob.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's Friday. Friday's here, and that means the weekend is here as well, and it looks like it's going to be a windy one at that. Winds have been strong out of the east and northeast up to 15 to 20. One thing tonight, no chance for rainfall. It's going to be absolutely outstanding as far as the sky cover goes, but it will be a bit breezy, and as the sun sets tonight, it's going to get cool quickly, so make sure you bring a jacket or a sweater as it gets a little bit cooler through the evening. The band, the big night out, starts at 6 o'clock sharp. There's already people lined up with all their chairs getting ready for a great evening here at Music on Main. The weather couldn't be better with the exception of the wind. Right now we are at fair skies. Temperatures still warm after a cool start this morning. Right now it's into the mid 70s and we are looking at very low humidity. In fact, the humidity very slow. The satellite radar picture showing no rainfall around there. A few showers down to our south, but that's about it. That activity associated with the front that blew through overnight. Tonight's lows will be cold, though. We're expecting lows down into the low 50s in places, even some upper 40s well inland. And no fog around, but the winds will stay strong out of the northeast, anywhere from 15 to 20 miles an hour. And as again, that makes things a little cooler, especially as dry as it is. The humidity extremely low right now. So again, temperatures a little bit cooler than they have been as of late, and a little drier out there. Well, much more on Lakewood Ranch, Music on Main, as well as the rest of the weekend's weather coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you, Haley.
Thank you, Bob. Some North Manatee County residents are bracing for what they say will be a major disruption to their low-key country lives. Manatee County commissioners approved a 720-unit apartment complex for Amlong Road, an area just north of 275. The complex is set to span 139 acres, but many in the community say the project does not support the current infrastructure. Residents cite the small roads and crime as their main factors for their opposition.
The people that did the research on the commission understood the problems, understood that traffic and everything is going to be impacted, voted against it. And the ones who didn't do their research and didn't really look into the impact, maybe you're not as concerned with the area as the ones that voted against it, voted for it. And I don't think they took everything into consideration.
The project developers say they're aware of neighbors' concerns and have made adjustments in hopes of reducing the impact. If you're thinking about going back to school, you may want to stay right here. Florida is apparently the best place in the country to get a college degree. New rankings released by the U.S. News and World Report say Florida is the #1 state in the nation for higher education. Florida got this top ranking because of several factors, including the relatively low tuition rates for colleges and universities. And more than half of students seeking a 2-year degree graduated either on time or within 3 years. Right now, the Florida Senate is looking at changing our higher education system by boosting spending on financial aid and providing more money for faculty. Still to come on your Suncoast News, some possible new rules for boaters in Florida, why state legislators are considering changing the requirements for who can be behind the steering wheel of a boat. And ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be joining us live with our weather forecast from Music on Main. And then later in Health Smart, how a certain hormone could make it easier for dads to bond with their toddlers.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like full ID theft protection, and that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at AchievaCU.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Fort Florida Home.
By Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
If you want to rediscover the smooth, radiant skin of your past, consider a facelift, eyelid lift, or laser resurfacing from Faces by Feza. Restore your natural, youthful appearance and the confidence that goes with it when you trust your face to the expert hands of Dr. John Feza. Using a delicate touch, he gives you natural-looking contours, a clean jawline, and long-lasting results. Call today to schedule a private consultation, because when you look good, you feel good. Faces by Feza at Center for Sight.
The official salon of ABC7.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Come into a California Closets showroom to experience our quality materials and construction. Spend time choosing from exciting colors, textures, and accessories, and then collaborate with one of our expert designers to create the perfect custom storage solution to fit your style and budget. At California Closets, we design everything to exceed your expectations for any room in your home. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the nearest showroom to you. California Closets, designed to your life.
There's a whole new way to bank with Achieva Checking Plus. You get new features like cell phone protection for 3 phones, plus an interest-bearing account. And that's good to know. Discover all the benefits at AchievaCU.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
It was more than a year ago 2 14-year-olds went missing after making their way through the Jupiter Inlet and into the Atlantic. Now a Florida senator is looking for a change, sponsoring a bill that will now go before the Florida legislature. The proposal would prohibit children under 16 from operating a boat unless an adult is present. If it passes, parents of children who don't comply would receive a mandatory minimum second-degree misdemeanor, a $500 ticket, and up to 60 years in jail. Boating experts have mixed feelings about the bill.
I think it should be the same as you're driving. You're operating machinery that can literally kill somebody, and accidents happen, and I think the responsibility should be the same.
My son is 15 now. He drives a boat, and I'd say he probably drives a boat almost good, or is not better than me. He could dock it, spin it, but this is through years of experience.
And I did make a mistake there. I want to correct to be sure. You would have up to 60 days in jail, not 60 years for a boating violation, thank goodness. There were 737 boating accidents in the state of Florida in 2015. Only 23 of those accidents involved boat operators under the age of 17. Another golf game in Florida interrupted by an unexpected visitor. Norma Respis was enjoying a round of golf at the Seven Springs Golf and Country Club in Trinity, which is just north of Tampa, yesterday. She was with her family, who was visiting from North Carolina, when suddenly this is what happened. A big gator walking up with a huge fish in its mouth. Norma's sister-in-law, she ran while she took this amazing video and shared it with all of us. Pretty cool. A crowd is starting to gather in Lakewood Ranch. It is Music on Main this evening. The weather is wonderful. We're going to head out live to ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. And Bob, looks like a pretty nice night for this event.
It is. Someone came by and said it was a little bit windy out here. Could I do something about it? Well, I don't think so, unless, you know, I've got a little jar there ready to go. That's right. This is Bruce Glassberg, who is in charge of the big band here, the Big Night Out, and you've played here before. What do you guys play out here?
We've played here maybe 4 or 5 times. I've had the band about 11 years, and we're a variety dance band. And we kind of always have a Latin flavor because we got conga, but we play all different styles.
Santana?
Santana, Celia Cruz, some James Brown.
All right, James
Motown,
Brown.
Bob Marley music.
I like
full
that.
variety.
Yeah.
But we got a great conga player, so it all has that upbeat dance feel.
Well, I'm going to get up there and see if I can't play the congas a little bit, all right?
Conga, can I see, are you licensed?
No, I'm not licensed.
Okay.
I have my AMS seal, though.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I should be all right with that.
Should be a great show.
Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Yep.
We are looking at gorgeous weather tonight, generally fair skies. In fact, hardly any clouds around. We are looking at the Lakewood Ranch webcam showing no clouds around today, just a bit of a breeze, though. The winds have been strong. Small craft advisories have been up, and they will stay up. Unfortunately for boaters, it's not going to be the best in terms of weather, as windy weather out there. Cool tonight, staying breezy, and then warming up on into midweek next week. In fact, it'll warm up as early as Sunday. Cool weather now tonight. We're expecting low temperatures to drop down into the low 50s. You can see that front down below us now. And 76 sunshine. Dew point is at 44. And the pressure 30-28. That's high. And winds are out of the northeast, sustained at 13. But we've had gusts as high as 20 to 25. The forecast winds are looking to be strong out of the northeast, even overnight. Anywhere from 10 to 15, as high as 20 at times. And those winds will stay strong, basically out of the east-northeast tomorrow. And that will have a tendency to warm us up into the upper 70s for highs. The hourly forecast is calling for temperatures to warm into the mid-70s tomorrow, a little bit above average or slightly there at it. Lots of sunshine, though. No threat of any rainfall over the weekend as that large dome of high pressure continues to move in. You can see some clouds down in the Florida Straits, and out west there's some storms moving into the Pacific Northwest. But for the southeast, things are looking really quite nice here. As we go through time in the RPM, you can see some clouds and showers and some snow in Chicago there. Over on Saturday, some rainfall over southern Texas. Those storms will be rather strong. As they push off into that high pressure ridge, though, they weaken as they head in our general direction. We may see a little increase in clouds on Monday. And as far as the winter goes, it has been a rather quiet one across much of the Great Lakes and throughout the Northeast, for that matter. Some snow out west where it has been, it seems, all winter long. They're expecting more in San Francisco all the way up into near Seattle. Now, temperatures 19 in Toronto. It's 29 in Detroit. It's 28 in Minneapolis. For boaters, a small craft advisory in effect. Northeast winds at 20 knots. Seas will be 3 to 5 feet and choppy conditions out there as we go through time. Unfortunately, the small craft advisory will stay with us on Sunday. Low tide 11:29. A high tide will be at 5:26. Sunset just after 6:30 and sunrise tomorrow 6:51. Breezy and cool, mostly sunny, 53 for your low. Northeast winds, look at that, 10 to 20. So staying breezy. If you're coming out here to Music I Mean, you're going to need a jacket or a sweater because as the sun sets, it's going to get cold, or at least cooler tonight. And the forecast tomorrow, sunshine, high temperatures into the mid-70s. The extended forecast is calling for warm temperatures, staying windy through Tuesday. The winds will abate somewhat on Wednesday and looking quite nice throughout all of the work week next week as we move through time. This large area of high pressure will keep things really quite nice, though, over the next 7 days. And this is going to be packed here, I got a feeling, tonight. If any indication of how busy the roads were getting here, this is how busy this is going to be here as well. So come on out, enjoy, sit back and relax, and hear some great music. Back to you, Haley.
Thank you, Bob. Looking really nice out there. There are no accidents out on the roadways for Suncoast Traffic Watch, but traffic is backed up on US 41 a little in Sarasota. And in health news tonight, oxytocin, the hormone known for helping moms and babies bond as well as romantic partners, may also play a role in dads' empathy toward their toddlers. That's according to a study in the journal Hormones and Behavior. Researchers found fathers who were given a boost of oxytocin via a nasal spray and then were shown a picture of their young child, showed higher levels of activity in regions of the brain linked with empathy and reward compared with fathers who did not receive the oxytocin. The amount of this hormone given to the men was thought to be within the range usually present in fathers. Future studies could explore whether giving men oxytocin would increase their ability to engage with their children. Skin cancers caused by indoor tanning are responsible for $343 million a year in direct medical costs for U.S. patients. That's according to a study published in the Journal of Cancer Policy. On top of those costs, lost productivity and early deaths among patients with melanoma and other malignancies tied to tanning bed use will exceed $127 billion over the lifetime of those diagnosed with these cancers. People who first use a tanning bed before age 35 increase their risk for melanoma by 75%. Yes, sorry, people do pee in the pool. A study by the University of Alberta, Edmonton found that the average swimming pool contains 75 liters of human pee. And it might not be harmless. That's the problem. A 2014 study found that when uric acid in human urine mixes with chlorine, toxic compounds are formed that can harm the central nervous system, the lungs, and the heart. Other research showed compounds in urine can react with disinfectants such as chlorine to form byproducts that can cause irritation to the eyes and respiratory system. Chronic exposure to these compounds has been associated with asthma in pool workers and professional swimmers. So just get out and go to the bathroom. Coming up, a huge fuel spill at Port Everglades. Hazmat crews scrambled to keep thousands of gallons of gas from spilling into the waterway. Plus, saved by the snooze button. Why sleeping in may have been a life-saving decision for one man.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
I heard about the DOLPHIN Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the DOLPHIN Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
It's the granddaddy of them all, the 89th Annual Arcadia All-Florida Championship Rodeo. March 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. The Arcadia Rodeo Association is proud to present this PRCA-sanctioned event featuring some of the world's best bull, bronc, and bareback riding, roping, barrel racing, and steer wrestling. For the little wranglers, there's a calf scramble and mutton busting. Gates open at 11 each day. For tickets, visit ArcadiaRodeo.com or call 800-749-7633. It's rodeo at its finest. Don't miss the 89th All-Florida Championship Rodeo, March 9th through 12th.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Our goal is to do things better than anybody in the country. What makes Sarasota Memorial Hospital's program so special is that it's taking care of the patient in every aspect of cardiovascular disease. And in this community, the patients are very active. The idea is not just to get them over that operation, but to get them back to doing the things that they enjoy doing.
Hazmat crews in South Florida are working to clean up a big fuel spill at Port Everglades. A tanker truck rolled over and spilled more than 8,000 gallons of fuel onto a highway late last night. Hazmat teams quickly started to clean up the mess by laying down some foam to keep the fuel from spilling even more. Unfortunately, some fuel did get into the Intracoastal Waterway, and the U.S. Coast Guard is trying to absorb the fuel from the water. The truck's driver had some minor injuries but is expected to be okay. An Indiana man's decision to sleep in a little may have saved him from a serious accident. One morning this week, Raymond Bowling's alarm went off and he decided to hit the snooze button. Just mere minutes later, a huge tree limb crashed through his bathroom ceiling, landing right where he says he would have been standing and brushing his teeth at that moment. Bowling calls it divine intervention, but it's his alarm clock that is getting all the props online. The hashtag saved by the snooze is now trending. The Nashville Zoo is celebrating a rare birth. A clouded leopard was born through artificial insemination. He will be hand-raised by keepers and eventually be introduced to a potential mate. At least 3 of the rare leopards have been born thanks to this artificial insemination. The zoo is collaborating with the Smithsonian National Zoo to help increase the population of the clouded leopard. The breed is native to the Himalayan foothills of Southeast Asia. SeaWorld Orlando is getting ready for a new dolphin show this spring. Dolphin Days will open on April 1st. SeaWorld says it will be a festive celebration of the ocean's most playful ambassador, the Atlantic bottlenose dolphin. Dolphin Days will give guests the opportunity to not only watch dolphins perform, but to learn about their daily habits and what is necessary to keep them safe in their natural habitat. There will also be interactive opportunities for young park visitors. And still to come on your Suncoast News, a big construction project at a busy Suncoast intersection. How crews are redesigning the Jacaranda roundabout in Venice.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct prices.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Fort Florida Home.
By Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window, we manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
With a top prize of $10 million, the new $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery is your ticket to take on the world. $10 million world-class cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery. One of our life-changing scratch-offs offering billions in cash prizes.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Join us for Sarasota Opera's 2017 Winter Festival, opening February 11th. Featuring Puccini's most famous opera, Madame Butterfly, Rossini's delightful comedy, The Italian Girl in Algiers, Poulenc's heartbreaking Dialogues of the Carmelites, and the medieval thriller The Love of Three Kings by Italo Montemezzi. Tickets are on sale now. Call 941-328-1300 or visit sarasotaopera.org.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction. Spend time choosing from exciting colors, textures, and accessories, and then collaborate with one of our expert designers to create the perfect custom storage solution to fit your style and budget. At California Closets, we design everything to exceed your expectations for any room in your home. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the nearest showroom to you. California Closets, designed to your life.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.